How can something so impossible feel like it was meant for me?
The Queen's Wrath. The throne hall of Vastria erupted with a crack of thunder that wasn't thunder at all. It was Queen Zelira's bioluminescent tendrils slashing the air in fury. Every blast lit the crystalline pillars in violent gold. "Where is the human?" she roared. Guards knelt instantly, plates of their living armor rippling in fear. Her chest pulsed with a fierce amber glow, the ancestral sign of brewing motherhood. It was a sacred glow, a rare glow, a glow that should have taken centuries of ritual bonding to ignite. But it had happened after one link. One accidental, unplanned, unintended joining. And worse, it had happened with a human. She felt the pulse inside her again, a tiny, fragile beat twined with her own. Impossible, unprecedented, outrageous, and yet real. "Bring him," she commanded, voice cold as the void. The guards scrambled. The human, Elias Arden, explorer, crash-landed outsider, troublemaker, and now father of a royal heir, was dragged in moments later, breathless, confused, and still bruised from his shuttle's explosion. Zelira leaned forward on her throne, towering, regal, furious. "You," she hissed, "will explain yourself." Elias blinked. "Explain what exactly?" The entire court gasped. Zelira rose, aura flaring like wildfire. "You have impregnated your queen, human." Elias blinked again. "Okay, I definitely need context." 3 days earlier lost. Alone. Crashed in alien jungle. Elias had been the sole survivor of the Artemis 9 research expedition. His damaged escape pod had dropped him straight into the vast bioluminescent forests of Vastria, a world that shimmered like a dream and hunted like a nightmare. He had lasted only hours before a massive crystalline predator cornered him. He was preparing to die when something descended from the sky, wings unfolding, armor shifting, glowing. Queen Zelira herself. Though he didn't know it then. She had saved him effortlessly, carving through the predator with radiant energy. When she turned to him, Elias thought she was an angel carved from starlight. Instead of killing him, she offered shelter. But Vastrian biology was unpredictable. The accident. The Vastrians considered life-linking a simple gesture of reassurance, claps of energy between two beings that allowed temporary emotional translation. Harmless, ritualistic, standard. But human biology? It wasn't compatible, or so they had always believed. When Zelira offered her hand, glowing softly, Elias thought it was just a greeting. He touched his palm to hers. A shockwave burst between them, two evolutionary paths colliding in a single brilliant instant. She staggered. Elias nearly fainted. The queen tore her hand back instantly, horrified. What was that?" I don't know," Elias gasped. The palace healers spent hours scanning her. Then they delivered the impossible verdict. The queen was carrying a life. The life was hers. And the genetic catalyst originated from Elias. 3. The present, the accusation. Elias stared at the queen, feeling every guard in the room ready to spear him if he breathed wrong. "I didn't do anything on purpose," he blurted out. "You grabbed my hand." I reacted. "It was a ritual greeting, human," she snapped. "Harmless for every species except yours apparently." Elias tried to shrink into himself. "That's not my fault." Zelira paced before him, cape dragging light across the floor. "No off-world male has ever triggered a life spark. No outsider has ever carried compatible essence. And yet here you stand, weak, fragile, soft, and your touch ignites a royal lineage? Do you realize the complications?" "I'm, guessing a lot?" "A lot," she thundered. Her tendrils lit up again. He lifted his hands. "Look, I don't want to die."
"Die," she scoffed.
"You cannot die. Your existence is required now. You are bound to royal continuation." "Meaning?" "You are legally under my protection," she growled, "and legally my consort." Elias went pale. "I'm your what?" A guard whispered, consort. Another added, husband but not husband. A third clarified, it means you live here forever. Elias sat down on the throne steps. Fantastic, he muttered. I can't even keep a houseplant alive, and now I'm responsible for cosmic royalty. The queen looked utterly offended. You will not refer to my heir as a houseplant. For a very complicated royal pregnancy. Despite all fury, Zelera could not command her biology to undo what had happened. Her body had already begun the changes. Rapid crystalline growth patterns along her ribs, heightened senses, shifting energy fields. And worst of all, she could not meditate it away. Elias was required nearby to stabilize the spark. His strange human presence calmed her aura, prevented energy flares, and soothed the forming life. That only made her angrier. The wider empire was already gossiping. Queen Zelera linked with an off-world male? The heir is half unknown species. A human has done what even royal suitors could not. Diplomats demanded answers. Nobles demanded protocol. The priests demanded a prophecy review. Zelera demanded peace. But peace only came when Elias sat near her chamber, reading old star maps, humming tunes, and talking about mundane things like tea, bread, and rain. She claimed she hated it, but her glow stabilized. The two worlds collide. Zelera sat in her private garden, wings dimmed, face stern. Elias sat beside her on a cushion far too elegant for a mere human.
You are noisy, she said.
That's called breathing. It is distracting. He chuckled. You saved me. I'd be dead without you. I regret saving you many times. You said that yesterday. And I meant it. They fell into silence. Elias watched her abdomen glow faintly, soft pulses of rose gold. Does it hurt? He asked gently. Her voice softened without permission. It does not hurt. It feels immense. Scary? She hesitated. Yes. He offered his hand. Zelera glared at it. Absolutely not. Not a lifelink. Just reassurance. She looked away. Then slowly, very slowly, she placed her hand in his. A quiet hum passed between them. Why do you stabilize me so easily? She whispered. I don't know, he said honestly. Maybe we were compatible in ways no one expected. She exhaled, long and trembling. 6. Danger from within. Not everyone accepted the situation. Some nobles feared a half-human heir. Some military commanders demanded the queen correct the mistake. Some priestesses insisted ancient prophecy forbade interspecies heirs. A faction called the Pure Radiance plotted to remove the child before it was born. And they planned to kill Elias too. One night, explosions rattled the palace. Guards dragged Elias from his sleeping chamber. Zelera stormed out of her sanctum, rage burning like a star. Assassins breached the inner walls. Protect the heir, shouted a captain. Zelera seized Elias and pulled him behind a shield of living crystal. You stay behind me, human. He clutched her arm. I won't let them hurt you. You? Protect me? She barked. Ridiculous. 3 assassins charged. Elias grabbed a fallen energy staff, clumsy but determined. He deflected one blow purely by luck, then took a strike to the shoulder, stumbling but staying in front of Zelera. Her aura flared in shock. Elias, move. Not until you and the baby are safe. Something inside her cracked, not physically, but emotionally. No royal suitor had ever defended her with bare mortal flesh. She unleashed an energy wave that vaporized the attackers in seconds. Then she turned to Elias. You fool, she whispered. You could have died. Worth it, he panted. You're worth it. 7. The final month. The attempted assassination united the empire behind Zelera. Sympathy surged. Reverence grew. Many now believed the child would be a powerful bridge between worlds. Elias was no longer the outsider. He became the queen's kinetic anchor, her calmer, her advisor, her unexpected partner. One evening, as storms shimmered over Vastria's sky, Zelera approached him, wings soft and folded. You risked your life for me. You saved mine first. Our link was accidental, she said slowly. But our bond no longer feels like accident. Elias swallowed, heart pounding. You're not furious anymore? I am still furious, she said, but also grateful. He smiled gently. And how do you feel about me now? She looked at him for a long time. Then she murmured, more than I should. He stepped closer. You can feel however you want. For the first time, she didn't pull away. 8. The birth of the heir. Royal births were ancient ceremonies, full of ritual and cosmic energy. But Zelera refused the usual grandeur. She wanted Elias beside her, not because tradition demanded it, but because her heart did. The chamber glowed with warm light as energy waves rippled across crystal pillars. It's time, she whispered, gripping his hand. I'm right here, he said softly. Her power flared, violent, beautiful, overwhelming. Elias held her hand, as if anchoring a star. Minutes stretched like lifetimes. And then, a soft cry cut through the air. The heir was born, small, luminous, with crystalline markings and gentle human warmth. Zelera stared, trembling. He's perfect, Elias breathed. He is ours, she whispered. He brushed a finger along the tiny glowing cheek. A spark passed through all three of them, gentle, warm, miraculous. Zelera looked at Elias. I blamed you for everything, she said. But now, I thank you for everything. He kissed her knuckles. We made something beautiful. 9. Epilogue: A New Future. Months passed. The Empire embraced its hybrid prince. Trade opened with Earth. Zelera ruled stronger than ever. And Elias? He stood at her side, not as an accident, not as a consort bound by law, but as the chosen partner of Vastria's most powerful ruler. One evening, overlooking the glowing forests, Zelera leaned into him. You changed my life, human. You changed mine first. Do you ever regret it? She asked quietly. He wrapped an arm around her, warm and sure. Not for a single second. The queen smiled, a real, soft smile reserved only for him. Her fury had brought him into her life. Love kept him there forever.